Hi, everybody. We're about to get started. And hello to, I'm going to say my shout outs and hellos, and then we'll start with the monstery stuff. Hello, Seth Ashley. He is almost always first. So there you go. Paul Bennett. Hello. Poison Sumac, Ron Sheps, Mike Romanowski, Stanley S., Larry Hughes, Mitch Galloway, Big Ink Studios, Sean Davies, IC Monsters, Lindy Beto, Rob O'Brien, Carol Borden, Sarah R., Ken Lechy-Zarish, Scott Colhart, Jennifer Pew Pew Pew, Mrs. CB, Aqua Cave Creations. You guys can hear me, right? Love 14th, Edson Juice, John Sheffield, Lindsay and Michael Kyle. Hello from the Kyle girls. The King, Lisa Arendt, Obtenebration, Angel Perez, and Kim Beady-Eyed Brad Kennedy. All right. Is there any echo? Number one. Is there any echo? They're typing potato. And wife, would you do a little bit of talkie-talkie?
Test, test, test. Test.
We are...
Mary had a little lamb.
Because I have given the wife a microphone. So...
Pineapple, we hear you.
I've given the wife a microphone. So now you should be able to hear her pretty much no matter what. Shannon,
has an echo.
She has an echo.
No echo from Alan. Sounds good. Potato. Echo with wife.
Okay, so...
Wife has a tiny echo, but it's fine. She's echoing. Wife has a slight echo.
That's good. That'll keep her quiet most of the time,
Wow.
which is that's really ideal.
Good. You enjoy
I
it.
think.
He's in so much trouble.
Okay, so I'm going to get this set up.
Hold on.
Okay. So, yeah, she has a lav mic that I learned how to use shortly before our broadcast. And wife, will you take us now into PIP?
Is that Chad's dinosaur?
This is the dinosaur mask from Unsub Masks. And yes.
How many dishes did you have to clean this weekend?
I just did the dishes that one time during the day. Shannon had to step out, so I did some dishes because I was wrong. So I did them. There you go. Yeah. Dino mask. It's good. You guys are kind of on the dark side, so sorry about that. Is my head cut off? My head looks a little cut off.
Boris has one of the hats on the fishman.
Okay. On Pip, honey, is my head cut off?
Just a little bit.
This is not a fishman hat. Stan? Oh, this is an Allen hat. This is one of my cold weather hats. Are we on Outspot? There we go. Yeah, one of my hats.
Yeah, no.
I'm used to them like stealing Stan's stuff. That's pretty common.
The whole thing.
I'm used to it now.
Nice.
Stan's used to it now.
I am.
He just accepts it. Let's go to Pip again, honey. Okay, great.
Hello
All right.
from Scotland.
Hello, Scotland. Is that Field Walker Masks?
It is.
So, yeah, the dino has been cleaned up. I am going to cut and add screen in for the eyes. So, I'm going to go ahead and do that now.
Hello, Rodney Pope.
Okay. Hope you guys have had a good Monday. I have had a slamming day. Lots going on. Lots of communication and all that stuff.
Hello, Lewis McClan.
People are getting excited about Transworld, and that's good. I like that. I was live earlier today on Haunter's Hangout on Facebook, and I had to do that because I still don't have 1,000 subscribers, so I cannot go live on this channel, which is what I wanted to do. So if you think that's me guilting someone into trying to get me more subscribers, you're right.
Totally is.
Hello, DM Cash.
Hello, DM Cash.
Rob O'Brien says, I wish I knew my booth number for Transworld.
Why don't you know your booth number? I know my booth number.
Mitch Galloway, with Transworld changing their layout and size this year, will your booth be in the same location?
My booth should be very much in the same location. Okay, I just drew some marks as far as where I want this screen to go.
Mimi says hello.
Hello, Mimi.
Rob O'Brien says, I am to be determined.
I see.
Riot Demon, hello.
I've had the same booth in the same spot for years now, so I don't anticipate being moved. But if they have to move me, then they move me, and that's okay. I'll live.
56 people are watching.
Go to Osbot while I feel free to move about the cabin.
Feel free to move about the shop. Rob O'Brien says, but they charged my card super quick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they are having to figure out some expanding and whatnot. So
Rodney Pope says, we started installing a cell booster on the wedding venue in Caddo Mills just down the highway from y'all today.
well, you should. Well, yeah. Wouldn't have worked today because today I wasn't here.
Not here.
I wasn't here. Won't be here.
We'll be here tomorrow.
Right.
Wednesday, Thursday. Ken Zarish says, hello, Rue.
Hello.
Say hello, Rue. Hello, Stan.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, we don't have Stacy tonight. We have the wife. We have the Stan. We have the Rue. And I showed up.
The doofus.
What?
Huh? Nothing. I didn't say that.
Did Alan make the Dino mask?
Can you repeat the question?
Did Alan make the Dino mask?
I did not make this Dino mask. This is from a frequent watcher, Chad Smith. His company name is Unsub Masks.
Scott
This
already
is-
posted the link.
One of his. Yeah, somewhere in the chat, Scott has already posted the link.
So lots of condolences for Stacy. Greetings and salutations from Kentucky, says Body Geeks. John C., hello. Do you think you would like a larger booth space, or is it too difficult to cover?
Well, I have 5 booths, so I kind of have a larger booth space.
So we can still use more.
And if I had 2 more booths, I would use them. Yeah, because I'm tight on space pretty much every year.
Cheney, out of the kitchen. Out of the kitchen. So busted. I see you.
You're on mic, remember?
I know. I know. Baba Don's and everybody. Stacy's fine. She had to put one of her pets to sleep tonight, and so she's having a quiet night to have a little time. So she is fine.
Now,
She's just had a tough day.
see, this is why Shannon reads the comments. Because if I had got a question about what's going on with Stacy, I would tell people that, shockingly, she grew a toe
I'm
overnight.
not going to tell that.
She grew a toe, and she's having it removed in an
Stacy,
emergency procedure, as new toes are popping up all the time.
Stacy did post this on
Oh.
the Creepers page.
See, I would make stuff up.
So now that's why you don't get to read. Rob O'Brien said Chad did a great job on that Dino. Can't wait to see what you do with the paint on it.
He did. He did. I saw it and I was like, man, I want to mess with one of those.
Hello, Scuba Steve.
And I'm trying to cut these really smooth so I don't have those beaver chewed lines, because this is going to be my revealed edge, you know. And I'll glue the screen in behind all of these. Oh, can you go to Pip, honey? I thought you were on Pip. So you'll be able to, that'll be screened in, but I'll paint the screen.
We'll give it to John C. I haven't seen my nephew in 2 years, and he grew a foot.
Yeah.
That them's jokes.
But bum.
That's
Yeah, kids are tiny. Can't be trusted.
Tiny people can't be trusted.
Right.
Rob O'Brien says, I'm going to jump off and move to my sewing area. I have a werewolf to sew.
Sew it up.
Talking about you, Laura, if you're watching.
And I am putting on contact cement now on the inside here, so I can get this screen glued in.
Rooted?
I'm gonna glue in this screen.
Bathroom. Dana. The King says, in my area they're having spooky swamp meet, which is basically Halloween props antique. Question, I have a mask and I want to put LED lights in it. How could I do it?
So I actually have a lot of videos on that where I'm doing that. But if you watch my LED spotlight video on my Stilpy Studios channel, then that's how you do the wiring up, but you just put it on a 9-volt battery. You can use 12-volt LEDs on a 9-volt battery, no problem. And yeah.
Hello,
It's-
Ike Camacho.
It is super simple wiring.
Rob Stryker. Davey Flattery. Is a blank of that one going to be on your shop page?
No, because this is Chad Smith's mask. The company is Unsub Masks. Again, I'm doing someone else's work. It's not always all about me. Sometimes it's a great way to feature other folks' stuff. And this is one of those chances. Yeah, Chad Smith does good work. Unsub Masks.
Lisa Aaron says, with the reduction of precautions in Texas, are you considering a summer haunt maybe?
No. Once we make a plan, we kind of have to stick to that plan. And a summer haunt, while it would do well, it would not do well enough to pay for itself and all the time before it. Whereas right now, any off-season stuff that I do has to bear the cost of 2 years of upkeep. So we're just going to go with October, and we have a chance at making enough money in October. There you go. And now I'm going to use the weird, quiet heat gun.
So did Chad make that with those spots intended to be eye holes, or did you just decide to do that?
So, funny, the answer to that is kind of yes. So Chad made this great depression right here in the sculpture, like the sensor pit that they have. Those areas that I cut out, I just made up. So he did plan on putting a screen in here, but it's not a super defined area like this area is. But there, in my brain, there should be a line up here where this whole pit gets cut out. So I just cut out some of it. And forgive me for being a little bit quiet. This is a mask I've never worked on before, so I'm having to think a little more than normal, which means some. I heard you laugh, Rue.
Love for the insane says, ooh, Dino.
Yeah, Dino. A little more on these guys.
So things that are funny, now that I have a lav mic on me, I have to remember it's sweet talking Bella, and all of you fine folks are privy to my trash talk of my dog.
That's what I was saying, huh? You gotta watch that
With all
because you
much
do.
love.
You talk a lot to
I
pets.
talk to pets. I talk some lovey-dovey trash. Is that a fiberglass window screen or no?
This is window screen with a vinyl coating. So it is fiberglass is probably the answer you're looking for. There is no actual fiberglass in it.
Ross Record says, how do you blow up a T-Rex? I sense a joke here.
I don't know. I don't know how you.
Question from the king. Hey, Alan, we should do a challenge. Things that are super cheap to do, and we meaning you and me, or anyone else who's interested in making anything that is less than $30 to make epic props.
Are you challenging me? What happened? Did the king just say, "Hey, I can make cheaper hunt stuff than you"? Is that what just happened?
Ross Reichert's answer to how do you blow up a T-Rex is dynamite.
Dino bite.
Linda and Michael Palace, our daughter, is so excited to see the paint job on this dino. And Laura Kirchable, love Laura, says, hey, it's my peeps. Happy birthday, Laura. Hope you had a great birthday yesterday.
Birthday. Yesterday was her birthday.
Let's say it was Laura's birthday. The king is challenging you. He says, yes, it's a challenge. And he says it in all caps.
Well, okay. Now I know. Have to figure out the rules.
Thank you, Scott, for putting in the link for unsub masks. Everyone, remember this is a mask from our friend Chad Smith. So check out his work.
I'm gonna go ahead and cut these eyes out too. I'll glue an eye in that back in there from behind.
The king says, no, not better, but I'd love to have a fun, interactive clips with you. Ryland Shout, hello.
Hello.
Ryland says, wonder what Disney uses its animatronics, what it uses for its animatronics, face, and skin.
It depends. They use a lot of different things. Some of the things that they do now, the whole skin is a LCD screen or an LED screen, and it's for an interior projection. You know, so some of the heads are done all different ways. So some are silicone. You know, go to the Hall of Presidents. You've got some silicone in there. You got some latex. You've got some even some fiberglass.
Even fiberglass. Why is there boxes of shirt here?
Why is what?
Why is there a box of shirts?
And also, Rue, as you are a bit of a side talker also,
Mm-hmm.
make sure you remember that Shannon's wearing a mic. So you might want to say something on the sly to my wife. It will not be on the sly.
It will not be on the slide.
That just happened a minute ago, actually, and I didn't realize.
The king said, up to you. If you would like to have a bit of fun, you can rake in Patreon supporters. Rylan Chow says,
I can rake them in.
how...
Come in.
Oh, I'm sorry. He says you can raffle it to your
Oh,
Patreon
okay.
supporters.
Ah.
Rylan Chow says, how is latex able to conform to the fiberglass shell and move? Isn't it too stiff?
Not thin latex. All depends on your thickness.
Hi, Camacho. I received my box today. Thank you so much for my resin head and other goodies. You are welcome.
Awesome. Can't wait to see what you stole.
Glad you liked your little surprises. It's a lot of fun to throw things in there and surprise you guys. Which reminds me, I'm a little low on surprises. I need to order some more.
Bet you have enough skeletons, though.
I do have some skeletons, fine folks, but not a skeleton is enough.
Okay, so this mask here, this is latex, but it's Rue made this one really thin. I'm sure he did it on purpose. And
Who dumped those ones?
at the time that I was oh, you dumped them actually. I just pulled them up from draining.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Never mind. But yes, really thin because it was really thin latex. We're fixing the rest of them right now. However, movement's great.
Oh, but Brian says some of the older figures have very little movement.
Yes. Some have no movement, just like the neck moves and that moves the head around. Or the eyes move inside, you know. Okay. Now, I can get a base on this guy. After I get some air.
Thanks, Baba Dazma. We like to put some fun little surprises in packages. Just makes it fun.
Did you go to Osbot, honey?
No, but I can.
Anytime I walk away from the tripod area, just go ahead and switch to Osbot. He did a better job of covering the room.
Is he working well tonight?
No.
Okay.
No, but he is.
Well, no.
He does cover the room because he's got a nice wide angle on him,
Gotcha.
like myself.
I want to talk about wide angles right now.
Yeah. How's your diet going, Rue?
Pretty good, actually.
Did I mention Shannon made burritos?
I ate them.
How many did you eat?
A couple.
They're little bitty street burritos, meant to be small.
And really, I'm allowed to eat as much as I want. I'm just, for my one time, I'm going to eat today.
Yeah.
Rylan Shell says,
But
isn't thin latex not durable enough to last long?
how long is how long? So it's already latex. It's an organic compound. It's going to rot and fall apart. Especially modern latex, which has some weird fillers in it because sap from a rubber tree is expensive. Go to Pip.
Hey, Michelle Schulte.
I'm going to give this Dino a flesh coating. Don't forget your mic.
A little Billy Idol, I thought they liked that.
Got flesh for fantasy.
Yes. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Good job.
Thanks, wife.
That was a big moment there, Rude. You can snicker all you want.
I'm impressed,
You should be
honestly.
impressed.
Even when I'm being patronized, I can still enjoy it and take it as a compliment, okay? I have that ability.
Janie, out of the kitchen. This dog, I'm telling you. Out of the kitchen.
He bad.
I've got him on camera and I can see him. Janie, out of the kitchen.
Dog.
This dog is just moseying right through,
All right,
trying to steal cat food.
Rue, go to
Oh,
Osbach.
goodness.
I walk away, go to Osbach. And Rue, talk to these fine. Or, no, base out this Dino. The color's in the broad airbrush. I got to go over there anyway. I will put a stop to his
Look at
shenanigans.
that dog.
Sure.
That dog is so insubordinate. Here go the others. Seriously, that dog is just moseying right on through.
Yep. He's a naughty one.
He
That's
is.
for
He is.
sure.
To understand. It always seems change in the kitchen. See, here's the thing, guys. He knows. They know where we are. And they know the routine. And they know that we're going to be in here for a bit. And this is a great time to go in there and try and steal cat food. And that's exactly what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Janie's a thief.
Although, Cheney half the time doesn't care
He doesn't
if you're in
care.
here
He
or
just
not.
wants to steal something. He just wants
He'll do
to
it
fix.
right in front of you off the table.
He will. He will. He is a sneaky dog.
He is the naughtiest. That's for
So
sure.
look here, he's still chasing from the camera. I'm watching him, and when I see that there's two dogs in here, one's missing. That's unusual because they run in such a pack. Someone's in the kitchen trying to steal cat food. It's not like I don't know where you are. Yes, Laura, I'm glad. I know you're championing Bella. She's still the devil.
Bella's the devil.
She is the devil. She will steal too. She's the, while Cheney goes into the kitchen to steal cat food, Bella jumps on the counter and steals a ribeye steak or chicken breast that's been beautifully grilled and ready for our dinner. And Bella goes and steals it. So only Boris is the most
Boris is the well-behaved
he's
goody
the goody
two-shoes.
two-shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. So literally, I mean literally, these dogs,
Literally.
I gotta watch them, and I know where they are. It's not like I don't know. Bella has good taste. Great House Haunts. Hey, Jan. Great House Haunts. Bella does have good taste. It's just that I misinterpreted how far she could reach. She's the smallest, and yet she was still able to counter serve and reach over there and grab 3 chicken breasts. And these weren't small guys. And I know she distributed them amongst the masses because they were all licking their chops and so guilty. So it's like I don't know. Mama knows. Laura says, Rue, watch it. Those are fighting words. What did you say, Rue?
Calling Bella the devil.
She's the devil.
She's the devil.
And it makes perfect,
And she's crazy.
perfect
So-
yeah, she is.
Who's crazy?
Bella.
Bella.
Yeah.
Who fell in the pool through the ice? Bella. Who stole the chicken breast? Bella.
Who got
stole
stuck
the ribeye?
upstairs the other day. Well, everybody else was just staring at her like, how you do?
What is she doing up there? We hear the noise. What's going on up there? Bella. I see you put the gate across there.
Good.
Good. Good.
Because about every 5 minutes you were yelling, Janie, get out of the kitchen.
I had to because I know he's
Put
there.
your mic.
I know. I didn't yell into the mic. I covered the mic up. I was careful about it as best I could, but I could tell he's in there.
It's okay. I covered it up.
Alan just lets these animals run wild. I have to be a disciplinarian.
How'd we do, Rue?
He's base. Base.
You're about to. Make sure.
Yes. would already be there, but I got pulled away to do some facing for someone.
Hooray. How's it going, Stan?
Ears.
Yeah, those are good.
I got the hair pattern. What is it?
The hair pattern being the bigger one.
Okay, the king says the only rules to the challenge is you can make anything you want for under $35. You get $5 extra just in case you can't make anything that is expensive of too much in a high quality product.
Alan will go and steal garbage.
So, hold on now. The king,
Put it out there.
that's too broad of a rule, okay? That doesn't work. But, like, there has to be a topic, you know? It's, you know, have a theme to it so that you can repeat it and you're not doing the same thing over and over again. It needs to have a theme.
There's actually a rough challenge that's we haven't even been collecting the scraps like we're supposed to, but that we're gonna collect a bunch of trash, and Alan and I are going to see who can make the cooler thing, and I'm going to lose
Body
No.
real bad.
Body says, is that mask going to have a foam helmet? How does it sit with so much out front?
Okay, so it's just got a good structure to it. So if you look underneath, all right, there's a wattle ridge, and that ridge adds a lot of strength. There's a jawbone structure here, and that adds strength. The fact that the mouth has this big crease in it, that adds strength. So all of this, the way that it's structured, there's no foam in it right now. It moves a little bit, but you can see it holds up its own weight. No problem. Now, if I cut a ton of holes in the mouth, that might make the jaw open a little bit. It's about knowing where to cut and how much you can cut. Yeah.
Killer Yoshi. That's what I think of when I get that mask that says fall down.
That's possible. I can see that, kind of. So I'm going to go to the computer now.
Andrew
And
Zach says, hey guys, sorry I'm late. I was out picking up 100+ blocks of styrofoam. I'm going to make a mausoleum out of them with a wooden frame.
sweet. A lot of styrofoam.
I've done that before. Alan's done that before.
So many mausoleums, so little time.
Ryland Shaw, have you ever tried sculpting a realistic faces?
Realistic or
If it's not a monster, Alan doesn't care.
yeah, I mean, like a person's face. The actors that I work with, they already have faces, so I don't normally have to make an actor's face too much. If that makes sense. I don't sculpt a lot of zombie masks because it's easier and I think better to put an actor in makeup. Okay, so I've got red in there now. I'm not afraid of the red, but I want to put some brown in there.
76 people are watching.
Hi, 76 people. There's 76 people watching on Monday night?
78 people.
Wow. A lot of peeps, yo. So I'm mixing colors right now, and I'm mixing burrow brown, and I'm putting just a little dash of black in it to darken it up a little, so I can do some shading on this Dino.
Alan, what do you use to thin your latex?
Normally ammonia or distilled water.
degree of terror. Hello.
Rude.
What's the backstory of the Dino mask? Asks third degree of terror.
So the backstory is Chad Smith, who is off and on Unsub Masks, is his company. He sculpted a Dino mask, and I said, "Hey, I'd like to paint one of those." So I bought one, and he sent it to me, and now I'm going to paint it. And I need to move a thing. Go to Ozbot. I got to move a thing so that I can see what is happening.
I like to move it.
Okay, now I should be able to see. Sorry, gang. I just trying to balance what I'm doing with what y'all can see.
Love for the insane. What will the color or primary color be for the Dino mask?
Primary color is already on. It's a flesh tone. I just hit it with the flesh tone, and now I'm going to go in with a brown and start doing some of the shading and some of the darkening that has to happen.
Sarah R. says, don't forget the air scrubbers.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. Brylan Chow. I'm making a robot and is really struggling with character development. Any character suggestions?
Well, it's a robot, so why was the robot created? Once you go into robots, it's like, why was the robot created? Who created it? Don't forget she's Mike.
Hello from...
I did.
Oh, yeah, so fun. What is the robot's function, says Ronald Bryan.
Yeah.
Ron says, I built it for fun. I need something to skin it.
Need something what?
To skin it.
So, what kind of robot, like, so is it supposed to look like a robot, or is it a, what was your end goal? Like, what are you making?
Jack 269 says hello.
Hello.
What did I miss?
Earlier in the program, I made a duck. Now I'm working on this dinosaur.
Andrew Zach says, what's your opinion on a haunt having different things you walk through them? Do you think it's better to stick with just one?
I think it's fine for a haunted house to have different themes as you go through, if it is one standalone haunt. What I deal with mostly now, especially here in Texas, we have a lot of haunt parks where there's more than one haunted house. So what ends up happening is, you know, if you're not careful, you will go through, you know, one haunted house in their park, and you will see a library and a clown room and a Victorian living room and a pirate ship. And then you go into a second haunt on their property, and you will see a clown room and a library and a pirate ship. And things can get repeated very easy. So if you have more than one attraction, then you should go with this haunted house has a theme. But if you only have one attraction, then yeah, pile in what you want to pile in. Give it a framework story so it all kind of works. So one of the reasons why you guys have seen me painting so many other people's masks lately is that I kind of started doing something in my paint jobs that will hurt me long term. And what that is I sculpt it in kind of a paint by numbers way. I put eye bags, I sculpt the eye bag in, and then I know when I paint it, I go in and I paint the eye bag one color. And I separate each area that's going to get paint in the sculpture and then in the paint job. And by doing this and painting someone else's stuff, then I can just get better about putting paint on top of the structure. Instead of just painting the structure, it's giving it a skin tone and paint job no matter what's underneath. I got to get better at that.
Violent Chow talking about his robot says it has humanoid functions. Maybe you can back up on this thread.
No, I don't need you to back up. I don't think I'm getting enough information. What do you want the robot to be? Because you have told me that you want to skin it. That implies that it's the end goal is not a robot. So you made a robot. Is the character a robot or is the finished character something else? What do you want when the guests come through to be interacting with the guests? I don't care if it's a robot or a mask on a stick. What kind of creature do you want the guests to be interacting with? That's the question.
O'Brien says that he has a robot, Dragbot. She is here from a different planet to spread love, creativity, and glitter.
Well, okay.
Stone Farmer would like to know, will Dark Hour be open soon?
Yes, September. Coming sooner than you think.
Karen S. said I haven't been able to see it for a while, but love the dual camera setup.
Thank you. We're trying.
Lindsay and Michael Kyle say Stewie keeps perking up when he hears Cheney scooping toy. The King. I know you have done this before, but the challenge is to make a ghost floating up and down without using mechanical things. DIY best fun goofy design wins for fun for still beast Facebook votes. Who wins?
There you have it.
Hardy says yay, Dino knife, Dino and the bunny. Dino.
So, the King, I need you to type up the rules of the contest and how it works, because it's not going to be just us. Anybody can play, and post it on the Still Piece Live Creepers, but it has to be complete. Don't go posting something like fun, contest, ghost, good, enter. Not enough information. Really type it up like you give a damn. All right? And then really type it up so we have rules, we have, how it's going to work, when it starts, when it ends, and I'm more than happy to play, but you got to really make it a thing.
Paintball Halloween Haunted House by Luke Webb says you should do a video on your lighting.
Okay.
Kate Carter, hi Alan from England.
Hello.
Stone Farmer says drape cheesecloth over a clear beach ball and stick it on his load. I win.
I don't know.
It's a certain shape. Wait,
Yeah.
have you tried it on your head? Then cut the D out of it.
Yep. You didn't have to say it. I know what I have to cut on.
Monster More tutorials. Hello.
Hello.
Hi to all. Hope everything is good. Great Mask has been out for a week. I survived the COVID bug and I need to make stuff.
Well, I'm glad you survived. That's great. First and foremost, it's nice when you get to live.
Living is good.
Jennifer Pugh.
Pew, 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 pew.
Hey Alan, if you were going to make a floating ghost with no mechanical things, how would you do it? I'm asking for a friend.
Watch my Dementors video. The way that the Dementors work, that's exactly how I do it. and it's a nice mechanism. It works very well. Basically, you're using a piece of PVC pipe as a spring pole. You keep the weight of the goat very low, and yeah.
Hey, people are watching. Jennifer says, I'm going to win the King's Challenge.
Do it.
Do it. Laura Kirchable, the holes under the eyes look like a jack-o'-lantern face to me.
A little bit, yes. So you know what? Since this is the King's Challenge, the name for the challenge should be the King's Gauntlet. That's what it should be called, because you're throwing down the gauntlet.
Third degree of terror, Alan, scale of 1 to 10. How excited are you about the upcoming Godzilla vs. Kong?
14! I'm ready, man. I am ready.
Says that guy looks familiar. Hey, Alex Castle.
Oh. So lots of you guys joined me earlier today as I did a little live video on Haunter's Hangout. Now, why did I do a live video on Haunter's Hangout? I'll tell you why. Because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. If I had 1,000 subscribers on this channel, then I can go mobile from my phone and do a live video from my phone when I'm at work.
Buddy.
So you will get no Dark Hour live videos until I get 1,000 subscribers. I need 75 more people.
Body Geek says, wait, did I hear there's a contest?
Yes.
Kenneth says, Team Kong all the way.
Yes, indeed. Team Kong. Keep your eye out on the Still Peace Live Creeper page, and the King is going to deliver an essay with all the rules and regulations for the contest.
Angel Perez, I'm going to go help my son fill out scholarships. Catch up later. Have a great day.
Hooray!
Yay, school.
That's how I feel about it.
There was no sarcasm in that. Oh.
All right, I'm going to bring a chair over here because this guy has scales. That's going to take a while.
That's going to take me a minute.
So it's Ozbot?
I'll get to dry.
Did you get a high definition on the camera you're using? Your beard is almost touchable.
Well, depends on what you're into, guys. I'll take viewers any way I can get them.
Do it again.
Awkward.
Almost touchable.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, we've upped the camera game and stuff significantly in the past year, I guess. It's tough to get into a rolly chair when your feet can't touch the ground while you're in it.
Ken Zuri said, no ASMR, please. Poison Smack, Chad Allen said that your mask was very well built with a number of good structural points. You made a good job doing this.
Yeah.
Jennifer Pugh, what level of Patreon involves beard touching?
I don't. That's got to be at least like the kaiju tier.
I think there's only one person on that tier, isn't that right?
I don't know. And you know what? I wouldn't have put it past Stacy to put that in the deal. I'm going to be honest. I rely on her. Like, what do I have to do now? Okay.
Body Geeks, I've been trying to find a camera to follow me on the excavator, but can only find Ozbot type webcams.
There's a couple nice platforms that will move whatever camera you put on them.
Jennifer Pugh, that came out weird. I have a boyfriend. I only touch his beard.
Okay.
Andrew Zach said that mask would make a great Gorn mask from the original Star Trek. Does anyone remember that episode?
Yeah, it's a little corny. You're not wrong.
Chad Smith says, I like what you did with the vision. They are shaped like scales. I might be stealing that.
Yeah.
Alan, where did the roll chair come from?
Where'd the what come from?
The roll chair. The chair.
Oh, so actually, this came from you guys. Back on our Stiltby Studios channel, we had over 1,000 subscribers, so we were able to do things like super chat. And honestly, the chairs that we had in here were killing people's backs, the stools, just because we're in here so much. So the lovely viewers got together and donated on super chat over the course of a couple evenings, and we got these lovely stools. So the wife is on one and I am on one.
Room is not. Hence why he's stretching.
That's right. Yeah, I'm kind of doing these guys like sensor pits. Yeah, I think that'll be fun. Yeah, so the back of the head doesn't really have a lot as far as detail goes, like not even scale, so I'm going to airbrush in some scales on it.
Hi, Camacho. Since you see Dark Hour happening in September, any estimated date for Monster Camp? Sorry if you mentioned this already.
That is a great question for my wife, who has a mic.
We're looking at calendars, and we may be able to do a Monster Camp in June. We are going to have to play it by ear for now. We do not have any dates for Monster Camp right now. If we did, we would certainly be telling you and posting it on all of our forums. For right now, we do not have any dates. We are contemplating a camp in June. May just got very busy, and we're literally just playing it by ear for now. Rob O'Brien says, so the sound filter makes the airbrush sound like Loctite foam that's being squirted out.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. And that's a nice transition from a scaled area, well, into a no scaled area. Do a little bit more of that. I'm just sort of building the scale out. And I'm ending the scales almost as if I wanted them to be a wrinkle anyway. Just letting them trail off. And then I can tone that down quite a bit with the airbrush also.
Alex Casson says this looks awesome.
Well, I'm starting with a good base. There's so much happening on the front of the head. I didn't want it to be so empty on the back. That carries me up over the top of the head. And I have skin texture, and I have skin texture, but he's got these nice scales on here. And now I'm just trying to figure out, do I want my paint job to just accentuate the scales, or do I want it to do more than the scales? If you look at pictures of snakes, the pattern in them isn't each color is a different scale. Each scale is a different color. In the middle of a scale, there might be a color line. The pattern is on top of the scales. The pattern is not the scales. So I think I need to do a transcending kind of paint job on this where the pattern is more than just where the scales are. And that's giving me a little bit of those striations in the neck, separating the neck from the face. This is the first time I've painted this mask, so I'm learning a lot as I go. When I do stuff like shading in between these lumps on the mouth, that's me highlighting the structure that's already there. I'm not really doing a skin pattern, I'm just shading what's already there. most of my painting has kind of been that style of highlighting what's there. I need to get into a little bit, giving it more than what's already there.
Alex, if you have a question about Patreon shirts, you contact Stacy. She will be able to help you out with that.
Yeah.
She is your contact for Patreon. Phil Ellis says, looking back 40 years, I think monsters that scared me most, the ones where I was afraid of finding my granny's house, were Sleestack.
Okay.
Perfect.
It all comes back to police back.
Geek says, I love the Sleestack. Lindsay and Michael Kyle says, you painting the scales made me think about this. You mentioned that you have stinky monster clay from making a mold of a dead snake. What was especially cool about the snake that made you do that?
It was a big snake, and I wouldn't have to sculpt the whole body. But looking back, I would not have done that. I would have just sculpted the snake. Way easier, less smelly, less expensive. That was a mistake. Sculpt your snakes, kids. Don't mold them.
And an actual mold of the snake. It didn't read very well either, did it?
No, it's not exaggerated enough. It was at this point I knew I made a terrible decision. I'm outlining every scale.
Hey, Alan,
Yeah,
that's terrible.
yeah. I had so many options, and this is what I chose.
This is what I chose. It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Andrew Zach, Alan, I'm waiting to make a burned flesh mask with a small fogger inside like the one from Immortal Masks. Do you know a company who sell the mini fogger or smoker?
Yes. Cosplay foggers. It's cosplayfogger.com. Look up cosplay fogger. Very small fogger. It's basically the same unit as a vape thing. What?
That which you can also use. Ask me how I know.
Lindsay and Michael Kyle say, oh no, it wasn't even worth it with Snake.
No, it wasn't. It made it a lot harder than it needed to be. Did I mention smelly?
Wait.
Phil Ellis says, land of the lost. Seems like you were about a half dozen that would chase you in slow motion.
Land of the Lost. Of course, I like Chaka from that show because that was the Monkey Kid.
The King says I'll be posting the challenge in 30 minutes. I'm writing it down and rereading it to make sure everyone will understand the process.
You might want to send it to Stacy first, and she will proofread it for you.
Big Dog Mask says hello.
Hey, big dog.
Big Dog Masks Monster Camp 4.
Yes. I say yes. I don't really know.
I do. Body Geeks Monster Camp 7.
Like, I know he was here.
Third Degree of Terror Monster Camp 2.
Yeah.
Rodney Pope Monster Camp 6. Rude. All the Monster Kings.
None of them.
Soon to be Monster King. Gotta put Rude in a Monster King.
Every monster camp Brew was scheduled for, I had to cancel.
No, you just cancel it. You reschedule it.
It was at this moment he knew he done screwed up.
Does look good though.
It's worth it. It's worth it, but it's a pain in the butt.
Sure.
Mobile file says hello all. People make the part again. But better late than never, I say, especially when monsters are involved.
Yeah. You can be late, just don't be the late when monsters are involved. Okay, so that is front to face, all done up that way. Let's bring it down a little bit, do it on the faux head.
Lewis McClam said, future monster camp. That's right, Lewis. Sure you'll get here. I tell you what, the fact that we were able to pull off monster camp in 2020 is thanks to all of you. Every time one would actually happen after so much change and moving people around, I was always amazed. Big Dog said, I see Stan.
Stand is here, stand socks are here. You guys see how I'm just tracing around all these guys?
Ted Smith says, look at 6. I was feeding on doing a rub out still in the separation with Ted. Hello, Johnson.
And I could do a rub out, but I'm airbrushing in more scales than you sculpted. Because yeah. I'm
Hey,
just
Cat Swift.
airbrushing a few in.
Cat Swift would like to know, is Rue wearing a man bun?
No.
Yes.
No. It's a ponytail. It's just a very, very, very tiny one.
Scott Coldheart says, cosplay foggers. He's put the link in. Larry Hughes, hello.
Thank you.
This
You
is
will
time
never
well
catch
spent.
me with a van bun.
I like that look. Here's the
It's not.
says, Alan, did you ever watch Subspecies? I finished watching it last night.
Did you finish watching part 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
Yeah, there's a lot of
I enjoyed all of them, and to me, Radu is the quintessential vampire. When someone says vampire, I think of Radu. That's what I want my vampires to look like.
Maybe you have one.
Yeah. Oh, we had a Radu at Dark Hour when we did vampires. I put a Radu in the show.
It was always fun though because people who knew that were excited to
traitor to the bloodline.
see it. Stone Farmer, hey, I just got a notification that you're live.
I'm alive. I just started. I was waiting on you.
Big Dog says, so what's up with Shannon's audio? Alan is good. Do I still have an echo?
So yeah, you do. Shannon has a lavalier mic. She's on the other side of the room, but you can hear her. So maybe I'll fight and get it perfect later. But right now, you can hear her. So that was my goal.
Kids ready to watch all 5.
Yeah, man. When I was a kid, subspecies was where it's at. There was monsters and boobs. There were both of those things. And teenage Alan enjoyed
Monsters and food.
monsters and boobs.
You went there.
That's
He's so healthy.
as a 14-year-old, that was important to me. It was pre-internet. Give me a break. Yeah.
Hello, Realms. Says hi.
What's up, Realms? Yep, got to do it down here too. And all these scales are just kind of made up.
That
Get
works studio says for.
Had a scale texture there, but not a scale.
That works studio.
A knocks on the moon!
So in the subspecies movie, do they ever actually touch on that Radu is Vlad's brother?
No, and he's not.
Well, according to like actual history, Radu is.
Well, there is a Radu.
Yeah.
But okay, so Radu is like John over there. Like
Yeah.
it's such a common name.
I guess.
Radu is a very common name over there. And
I thought it was. Well, I thought it since it was vampire meets vampire. After studying a whole bunch of Vlad history, I figured it was related.
Trust me.
Trust me.
Over there. Stan won't hand me the white
I
fur
won't.
because I have ink on my hands.
It's not like you're gonna pan or something later.
No, it is Radu is such a common name over there that he's just named Radu.
Oh, okay. Well, that's less fun.
Now the Vlad's brother, you know what his moniker was? It was Vlad the Impaler and Radu the Blank.
Blank?
Yeah, do you know what it was?
No.
The Handsome. Because Radu
Oh, yes.
was pretty sweet on the Turks. Like
Yes.
he's like, these Turks is fine.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, that's how it went.
That's what happened.
And one of
He chose to stay with. Yeah.
in the loving embrace of the Turks.
Yeah.
Stone Farmer says, don't search monsters and boobs on YouTube. Just
No.
saying.
No. Well, you're safe on YouTube. Like YouTube's not going to show you anything
Oh
terrible.
my god. Hey,
But,
Jordan Eagle.
Don't do a regular Safari or Google search of that.
Oh, guys.
Yeah, that's
I'm telling
a
you.
bad idea.
Stone Farmer says, ragu pasta sauce?
Radu, R-A-D-U.
Oh.
And Vlad the Impaler had two sons, and one of them, if you had to earn like your little subtitle, you had to earn that.
Yeah.
It was Minhia the Bad, because he was just the bad. That's how mean he was.
The bad. Well, got a lot to live up to.
Yeah.
30,000 Turks overnight.
Like even logistically, that's difficult.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. If I made 30 kernels of popcorn in one night, I'd be tired. 30,000. That's good.
Photophile says he runs off to search for monsters and boobs.
And that viewer will never come back. I've sent them on a lifelong journey of fulfillment.
John C. says, Radu the Third of Wallachia, the handsome and the fair.
Yeah.
Right, Demon, you'd be surprised at what you can find on YouTube labeled as educational.
Don't get Rue revved up on Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah.
Good night, Jennifer Pugh.
It's
The king says, suddenly FBI opened up.
Yeah. So,
Oh, you
because
guys.
I'm the guy who decided to put Vlad the Impaler in his haunted house, and Rue is the guy who I had play Vlad the Impaler.
And he looked fabulous. Big Dog Masks just got back from Kentucky, Cincinnati, picked up a bourbon cask. Question for Alan, the best way to seal it, because of the musty and angel share that leaked out. Something with a matte finish. Thanks.
Just a polyurethane. Just get a matte polyurethane. That'll be the best sealer and protectant. Or good old Thompson's water seal. That works very well.
Stone Farmer says, just gotta click, I'm over 18. Tim Harish, they need a sequel, but I don't think the original can be touched. Jordan Easel, gross idea. Punch fountain that looks like a puking zombie.
Those are pretty common.
Vikings, Sick Vladimir was my online persona in many online games. Everyone thought it was for Vlad the Impaler.
Cool.
Fun fact about Vlad the Impaler, he is still hailed as a hero
Yeah. And Milwaukee.
in the Milwaukee area.
Man, I'm angry that this looks so good because I don't want to do that over here. That was so much work.
You better work.
At this point, I'm mad at Chad. Chad has made me angry.
Chad's over there laughing at you.
He's like, why do you think
What?
I didn't actually put that many scales in it?
Right?
What are you doing?
86 people are watching.
Hello, 86 people. I am painting up a mask here. This mask was made by Unsub Masks. Chad Smith is a friend of mine. He makes masks too. And he made this Dino mask. What's the name of this mask, Chad?
Jordan Easel says this looks like something from Dinosaurs by Jim Henson.
A little bit.
Lindsay and Michael Kyle says it's worth it. It looks great. Edward Murray. Hey, Al, just a suggestion, but it might improve the subscriber's experience if you changed your Echo Dot's command name from ALEXA to one of the other options. You set mine off non-stop, just saying.
He enjoys that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't mind that.
John C. says, Rue, I still love your epic rap battle video.
Well, thank you.
This is yeah. Consider the Alexa making this interactive theater.
The King says, looks like it. You're doing stone walls on that dino map.
Fun
Jim
fact,
Ritchie, hello.
that epic rap battle was shot like in 2 days, in like 3 hours of actual work time.
June Ritchie says, it looks phenomenal. You're bringing it to life. Chad Smith says, my kid was being loud. Did you ask me the name of this mask?
Yes.
Bruce McGlenn. What is the best thing to wipe on a latex mask to clean it out without taking off the paint?
Just some dish soap and water. Very light water solution.
Jordan Eagle says, my big sister has a scan today and her baby is growing well. Or
Great.
it's going to be an uncle. That is awesome. Chad Smith says, if so, it was an original name, similar to what you do. Dino.
Great.
Dino face.
Do a Triceratops, you call it Spike Dino.
Everything he learned from email.
The new tool, when you also get the screen. Take a big stamp on the table.
No, just the set of body.
It's funny, while Cash was up here this last weekend, he asked me at some point why all of the He-Man guy characters' names ended in man. I was like, well, because the writers were late.
You say
Unoriginal.
Skeletor's name doesn't end in man. Mechanex's name doesn't end in man. Ram Man's name ends in man.
Let's say, why so many?
Edward Murray says, I can change the Echo Dot name on mine as too, but I figured many others were having the same experience as me, and I just ran out of space to suggest Polite. Jordan Easel says, I'm already an uncle. Her other son will soon have a little brother. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's a couple videos. There are a couple videos that. Hold on a sec. I think I might be having a problem. There are a couple videos where it will set it off, but this channel occasionally, yeah, because you're watching live. My phone's about to die. I plugged it in. I forgot to plug it in.
You're
We on Ozbot?
You're on
Oh.
You got it.
Got bright? Great. I looked over, my phone was really dim. I'm like, oh no.
Oh.
Kingsbury says Dino Diesel.
If you make a little one, you could name it Dynamite. Little. Hey, Rue, you want to paint some scales? Sure, it's fun. I think you'll love it.
But it's so hard to match the pattern that you already have going.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I have to wait for contact cement to dry.
Okay, so what you need to do at this point?
All those scales.
Yeah, just get these guys up in here, and you're gonna keep bringing these up, and then bring these up, and join them up here. I'm gonna get a burrito.
Tugboat Studios says, have you tried virtual reality Jurassic Park? It's amazing.
No, I don't even know what that is.
Have you heard of Willy's Wonderland starring Nick Cage?
I have heard of it. Yes. Well, no. Yeah.
John C. says, Dino actor Rue works for Sticko. Rodney Pope says that looks amazing. Thank you. Try some of your profit stuff. Hi, Mike Nunez. Says that's awesome. Is burrito night in the shop?
Close tight and move fast, Rube.
Chad Smith. The kid just gave me crap for not selling any masks. Does anyone want a 15-year-old mean girl?
You're literally watching a video. She's watching a video of a mask that you sold.
Big Dog says, sorry, Rudy, that's a man bun.
It is not a man
It's a
bun.
ponytail.
It is a ponytail.
It's
Man
too high.
bun involves being wrapped over on itself.
It's almost a top knot.
It's almost a top knot.
It's a very high ponytail. A high ponytail often denotes a low point in your life.
Edward Murray, what do you think you average or main subscriber age is? It occurred to me that I'm an old man too, probably your age, but not nearly as accomplished. Your average subscriber age.
I would say it's probably in the 35 area, 35 years old. That's my guess.
There.
James Reese says it's a samurai ponytail.
Kind of. Now that I can get my hair back into a ponytail, my hair pretty much will permanently be in a ponytail from like now on out.
Kim Beady-Eyed Brad Tibbs said that must make me above average. The King says I believe I'm the youngest. Body Geek says most of us don't act our age, so
Well, that's the whole point. You know who acts their age? Dead people.
Lindsay and Michael Powell say, I feel you, Ruth. I'm rocking a top knot on the sides of Crazy Shaggy. I'm gonna go in for a shave next week. Network Studio says,
I was actually going to do it today.
it is the headset and it puts you in Jurassic Park 1. You're level 2, you watch level 3, and they are out. Chad Smith says she saw the orders on the door and asked me what they are. I told her, and she poked me out for not having that many. Roger hopes he needs to grow up. Photopile says,
I don't
I
want
don't know about everyone else, but I'm temporarily mid-30s. But my sense of humor is that of a 12-year-old, and my back creaks like an optician. Oh, goodness.
one spot that don't.
Yeah, I'm liking that.
Mama Donna says, you guys have an awful lot of man buns here.
I just don't care for them.
Rue is going to embrace the man bun here in a bit.
Big Dog says, I still play with clay,
It will
and
not
I
happen.
turn them into masks. No, it's okay to say that. There's no problem with saying that.
I do like the
That's
bun.
no different than if I was not mic'd. It's okay for them to hear us talk about food.
Mm.
Like Camacho says Steven Seagal wears a man bun.
My point made. You know how much actual martial arts Steven Seagal knows?
So he knows Aikido. The issue is not whether or not Steven Seagal knows Aikido. The issue is whether or not Aikido is an actual martial art. That's
That was the actual martial art
Yeah.
thing. I wasn't arguing with you.
he's real good at Aikido. Hard to take out,
Aikido's just dumb.
hard to take out 26 dudes.
Sorry, anybody that does Aikido.
George Eagle says Willy's Wonderland is a horror movie based on a video game called Five Nights at Freddy's. In both, you have to survive till daylight while trapped in a restaurant with haunted robots. Body Geek says I'm 49 going on 17.
Alan knows a whole lot.
Just ask anyone who knows me. Chad Smith says I like to refer to the man bun as the millennial mullet.
Pretty much.
Hold on now. I like mullets.
Profile says Aikido
I actually
is
kinda
a
like mullets,
3D
too.
supplement to a real
That's
martial
just
art.
a hockey haircut. That's what that is.
Yeah, I can say that.
Luigi said a lot of people think I look 12. I turned 16 in a week. Lindsay and Michael Kyle say most girls tighten their ponytails before they PR their deadlift. I tighten my top knot. 1980. Hello.
What's up, 1980?
Earworm for the 80s kids. The theme song for Dino, the Last Dinosaur. Ron
Dino.
Shep says growing old is mandatory, but growing up is fun.
That's been my motto. On. Everybody that knows me. I don't wanna grow up. Toys and toys. Trains and trains.
It's the biggest story there is. She would. I don't want to grow up, cause baby, if I did, I wouldn't be toys R Us. More things, more toys. Oh, boy.
You know, they're still open in Canada.
Really?
Yep.
I thought they were like done, but they just dropped out of the U.S.
The King says,
Wow.
I'm 21, and I love doing Halloween props for haunted houses in my area. It's not even popular, but I made a decent reputation. Here, people recognize me for my work. It's a blessing.
It's awesome.
Did the closed captioning stop? Oh, did it not? No, I see it.
No, it has not. It's still there.
Gregory Hayes, hello. Says the Dino is looking good.
Thanks.
This mask.
Question from Jordan. Do you think audiobook eventually leads to literacy?
You
Well,
leads to literacy?
literacy means reading and the ability to read. So no, no.
Right, Demon says, I worked at Toys R Us for a year. It's sad when they close.
You read the Book of the Five Rings, Alan?
That's my favorite book.
I just got it yesterday.
The Book of Five Rings is my favorite book.
It showed up. I was watching the Netflix samurai documentary.
So that is by one of my favorite people, Moyoto Musashi, is the writer, and Stan asked me, if you guys couldn't hear him, if I had read the Book of Five Rings, and I've actually recommended it and mentioned it here several times. It's my favorite style of book because it's tidbits of information as opposed to like this long linear story. It's like life advice from a samurai. And a lot of it, of course, is about fighting. And that was something that I really enjoyed doing for a long time, was sword fighting. And I still enjoy sword fighting. I just don't do it as much as I used to. So, yes. I have a favorite Moyoto Musashi story. He was a samurai that was a duelist. And he was in over 70 duels to the death. Obviously, he won them all because he did not die. And my favorite story is one of his. And basically, he agreed to duel this guy, right? Just because at a certain point, everybody kind of wants a piece of you. And so he agreed to duel this guy. And they were going to meet on the beach at like noon, something like that, and row out to an island, because on the island, dueling was illegal, but it was illegal if you did it on mainland Japan. So they would row out to this island and have the duel there. Well, noon comes, Musashi didn't show up. 1 p.m. comes, he's still not there. 2 p.m., he's still not there. So he shows up 4 hours late to the duel, without a sword. And the other samurai is just pissed. He's like, fine, let's just go to the island, I'll kill him, and we'll be done with it. And on the way there, he takes one of the oars and his tanto knife, and he whittles himself a sword on the way out to the island. He makes a boken out of it. They get there, they have the duel, Musashi kills him with the wooden sword, and then gets back in the boat and leaves. And the story comes from the guy who rowed the boat. And Musashi made 11 footprints in the sand on the island. 11 footprints. He got out of the boat, killed the guy, got back in the boat in 11 footprints. Like it's like, whoa, okay, that's pretty tough. That's cool.
Alan, do you mind telling us the name of your new work keyboard? I think my hubby would love it. Do you remember what it's called?
I think it's called like Royal Kludge, Kludge. I can post a link somewhere if you send me a message. I bought it from Amazon. I wanted a round key mechanical keyboard.
How do you like it today?
I like it. It's going to take some getting used to because I'm not accurate as a typist. And I got it because the round keys will make me more accurate.
RGP Royal Clutch.
Yeah. But the exact one I got, I can send it to you because I got it on Amazon.
Alan, I remember someone recommending that to me years ago. I just remembered. How do you spell his name?
Muyooto, Mushasshi, Musashi. Moyoto Musashi.
I gotcha.
When I was 9, I started taking ninjutsu, and I started taking it because I already worked at a haunted house. I was 10, so I started taking it when I was 10. The same year I started working in the haunt, because I thought it would make me a better haunted house actor if I knew how to turn invisible and use ninja mind control and stuff and hide and climb. I thought those were good skills, and
He used for haunted house.
I really enjoyed it. You know.
Jordan Easel meant illiteracy. The question
No.
was, do you think audio books are going to cause illiteracy?
No, I don't.
Edward Murray, have you put any time into making yard props to sell for Halloween? It might end up that a lot of people do a drive-by sightseeing Halloween experience this year. We do a little Beetlejuice house.
Well, see, now I teach people how to make stuff for their yard. Well, so I don't want to necessarily sell them things. I sell things to commercial haunted houses. I sell things to pro haunts. Now, obviously, anybody can buy my stuff, but that's who I'm aimed at. And no, I've not thought about that. And honestly, I would have a hard time making them for $200 and $300 a piece, and that is what, and making a profit, and that's what you get them for at Spirit. And once you invest $200 or $300 in something, you don't even feel good about leaving it out in your yard because someone might steal it or damage it. So that's a slippery slope.
Chesnut says a totally different book, but I just finished Devolution. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I thought that one was a good book. I thought it was fun. All right, I'm going to start putting some color in this. I'm going to go with some reddish brown mixed with some orange.
What is it, little girl?
All right, go grab some tangerine ink. No. Try again. Did it. We locked Oswald.
Got it?
Got it.
Good.
He showed up to work today.
And then you walked away.
I'm right here. You can see me. Oh, no. He's
No,
not
no.
halfway. If he turned, he could see me. He's a quitter.
Jordan Easel. Did you know size would make poor weapons unless the blades were more vertical? Or is it horizontal? Size.
Yes.
SAI?
SCYTHES.
Oh, scythe. Okay.
Size.
I heard Psy. I was thinking Japan, so I heard Psy, S-A-I. Yeah, they're pretty crappy weapons.
Hello, Michelle Frost. Profile. The trick is to make functional monsters to put in your yard to protect the $300 investment.
That's right. Fill your yard with actual werewolves. That's a house I visit.
That's a house I've been into.
You should probably ask first.
Just turned into a road. Unpack. Leader of the pack. I'm not sitting over a can of open context.
Not you.
Oh, you were talking about the dog.
I was talking to Todd, that's right. Jeff Bull, how did the walls come out?
They're coming out good. I'll get more done tomorrow. I'm going to go in a little early. Hey, Rue, did you give me a base coat of white on these teeth?
Sure.
Thanks.
Well, the file says the trouble with actual werewolves is the silver bullets are freaking expensive, but zombies are cheaper.
They are cheaper. They just propagate too much.
They don't have any white here. Well.
Not many people are watching.
Nope. Excuse me for one. I am good. Brush and white paint.
There's just white in the corner of that table,
Is there? Oh.
right by the camera.
I was looking for it. I didn't see it.
Oh, God, I need to do that.
Oh. Right there. Look at there. Turn it.
Bob, we're gonna fix your firmware, buddy. We're gonna get a revamp.
Come on.
What are you doing?
Got it. And one straight hair. It drives me nuts because that's the one that's always going to get one big globlet of paint on it and go where you don't want it.
1980 says, would silver jacket over a lead bullet still work, or maybe just silver plate?
Silver plating, I think, would work. All right, let me show you how I do teeth. I do not want multiple swipes. Your goal is to get the tooth done in one swipe.
In one swipe.
So you load the brush, you put it on, pull it down. Flip, you can only get 2 teeth. This is the worst thing you can do is get white paint up in that gum. You see all that white paint up in there? Leave that black line up there to
Get
separate
that arch.
the tooth from the gum. This has bled together.
Yep.
So we're going to scrape that out with a pin.
Sure.
Got T-pin? Perfect.
Profile, not sure about the silver jacket, but on a budget you can always just drop some silverware into a muzzle loading blunderbuss and go crazy. Carolina Kiwi Creation says, Alan, have you ever made a 2-part pour mold?
Yes. Well, we'll have to let that dry to reblock it. But, yeah, don't paint up in there.
So
Land.
press it, pull.
Yes. Brush is loaded on.
And you have showed me that before.
And don't
It's
wipe.
been a very long
If
time.
you see how little paint is down here,
Mhm.
if you do this, you're smoothing paint around,
Mhm.
and you're making as many thin spots as you are thick spots.
It's not pulling it all the way.
Let that brush wrap around the tooth, pull it on down.
Hello, Joey Riley.
And then the other way, you go up to the
Mhm.
bottom. Except, make sure you don't drain your brush so much you drip down into that gum line.
Yeah.
So go with a drier brush on the bottom teeth.
Ah! Don't do that. Grab the Q-tip.
Why do you have a Q-tip?
So I had one for cleaning the tooth that I didn't actually get to.
Well, I should say, why do you need a Q-tip?
Because I hit the lip. I fixed it.
That sounds like Rob.
Carolina Kiwi Creation says, wondering if there is a tutorial for the 2-part pour.
There really isn't. There's a good video that Immortal Masks put out on making a silicone mask mold, and that has a core and then 2 hats. But it's a pretty tricky process, and you really want to master 1-piece molds and 2-piece molds before you start trying to do a fitted core. Yeah, you just want to go a little drier on that brush. just to make sure you're not dripping it down. And we'll need several coats on there.
Good boy. Everything I will call say, you got this, Rue.
You got this, Rue. Dog squeaky toy.
It was totally the dog.
Do they all have one coat on them? All right. Back to your glue.
Back to my glue.
Okay. I have color in here, but I don't even know what it is, really.
The king says he's posted his challenge on Silky Seals.
Okay.
1980 says, so silver kills wearers wonder if silver iodine would clean a bite from a werewolf.
I bet it would.
Who would want that?
This debate with the wife. Who would you take in an all-out brawl? Frankenstein, Dracula, and the Wolfman, or Myers, Voorhees, and Krueger?
Oh, yeah. Classics for sure.
Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman.
Good night,
Because
John.
you have Jason and Frankenstein are pretty evenly matched. That puts Freddy up against Dracula. And that puts Myers up against the Wolfman.
It could just be offense with Freddy versus Wolfman.
Yeah, but in the mental game, like, it's Freddy and Drac.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, yeah. By the way, we do those type of things in the shop all the time.
Yeah.
When it's just us hanging.
Yeah, we definitely have those conversations. I'm not saying I've ever fired somebody over their wrong opinion.
But Stacy's not here.
About like which monster would win. But yeah.
Just kidding. One too many matchups. That looks really good.
Don't forget your mic, honey.
I didn't know I'm Mike. I'm scratching the dog. Okay. Jordan would like to know who would go against Imhotep.
Ooh,
Who would be?
that's tough. The Mummy doesn't have a real good current counterpart. Because the mummies that we have zombies now, so I guess the Mummy would go against some zombies, and I think zombies would take the Mummy.
Leatherface? If we're
Yeah.
sticking in the genre.
He's such a physical brute, you know?
Yeah.
Cat Smith said, these are the kind of conversations that keep me coming back. So much thought has gone into them. And that really one like this. 1980 says, oh my god, that scene after scene of the Wolfman next to the tree, then Jason next to the tree, and on and on. Full File says, I don't know, but now I want to see Imhotep versus Bubba Hotep.
That sounds like a terrible matchup. I could never make it all the way to the end. And I'm a huge Bruce Campbell fan.
Who was your biggest mentor?
Like, Personal or like just TV and stuff? I mean, that's tough. I've had some good teachers. I've had some good bosses. So I mean, that's a real tough question. But I hate to say this, I had to do a lot on my own when I was younger. I did not have an amazing mentor until I got older. Yeah, that's a tough question. I mean, I think people are more accessible now, of course, than they used to be, and in part of that, I don't know. I don't know on that.
How about Imhotep versus Kylo Ren?
Well, you're really mixing universes now. And Imhotep is a mummy, and Kylo Ren is a Sith. So I think you would just cut him up with a lightsaber. I mean, in Monster Squad, the mummy was beaten with, well,
He was beaten with a crossbow because he got
unraveled.
he got one bandage crossbow bolted to the ground. We are really big nerds.
You guys are. You guys really are.
How's that looking?
You are
Looks
geek-tastic.
really good. Oh boy. Woohoo.
Little Fumie in there, huh?
Good one.
1980 says, what does a cannibal use to freshen their breath?
What does who use?
What does a cannibal use to freshen their breath? Mentos.
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 Oh, that's pretty good.
Lindsay taught Michael Kyle. When I first met my in-laws, they were like, oh, you go to school in West Virginia. Is it like wrong turn? No. I should have asked him if Texas was like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Well, it
Andy
is.
Quintana said, I didn't get any notifications, but I am here.
All right.
I Camacho, especially with Costello in their corner. Paul Bennett said good night.
Good night, Paul Bennett.
Funny geeks, I was a latchkey kid, and that just made crap up to do. Cannot imagine the trouble I would have gotten into with all the information on the internet and YouTube these days.
Oh yeah, no kidding. All right, so that gave me some good color, and it added some warmth into him. I'm pretty happy with that.
That's good.
Jones is here. Hey, Jones.
I only had to try twice on both of those.
Twice?
Yeah.
Have I shown you how I do those?
You wrap it up, right?
I turn it inside out,
Yeah.
and I put the nose right on in between my eyes,
Mm-hmm.
and then I fold it back.
See, this one has a natural vein on the inside of this mask that goes literally right here.
Mhm.
Like off center about that far.
Okay.
So I naturally laid that vein right
Well,
across
I
the bridge.
wear the helmet, and I put it between my eyes.
Oh,
I
you
can't
put
even
it
see
on.
it. I do while it's on.
Oh, I don't do it all the time. I should do that.
You do it while it's on. You know the eyes line up, and you know it's pretty straight.
Herman Munster 65, if I'm not mistaken. I think I know who you are, and I believe you were Monster Camp 4. Ms. CB says that looks great. Looking great. Looks good. Rob O'Brien's excited that Jones is here. Little
Toby.
So the squad unwrapped the mummy into oblivion.
Yes.
Yep.
Rob O'Brien says, wait, does Rude's hoodie say shot monkey?
It does. It does. If you want to see Rue's hoodie, look at Stan's.
Yeah, because Stan's looks so much better.
Stan. Stan.
And it's only because I've washed mine a few times now.
Stan.
He's got his earplugs in.
He's working over the laser.
What's up?
Go to tripod cam wipe. Show them the back of your hoodie. It does say Shop Monkey. Stan designed these. And
There are
there's
only 4 in existence, and Stan owns
That's
2 of them.
In case one gets a little destroyed at the shop.
I'm going to be getting a second because reasons.
Do you need a second one?
his is a little chewed up.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Edward Murray says, top few, I can tell you are largely self-taught. Bob Ross, I'm sure.
Bob Ross is awesome, and I was exposed to him as a young man, but I did not. So, where am I looking? One of the things that was a big deal was Bob Ross is so good at what he does, it almost stops you from wanting to do it. I know that's a little bit crazy, but seeing someone who, I can get to be that good, I think that's important. Having a stepping stone of, I can do it as good as them. You know, that's a more of a starting off point than, I don't look at Michelangelo's stuff and say, man, I need to start sculpting in stone. I need to start carving stone because I'm not going to ever be that good. So why bother? All right, I'm feeling better about that. I got a little bit of red in the mouth there.
Stone Farmer says, do you have the computer mic and the lab mic both on? That might be the cause of the delay issue.
Is there a delay issue?
It's the first I heard.
No one has said there was a delay issue.
Bobby Dowd says, love it, Sam. One of my postcards was largely Shop Monkey based. 1980 says the carnage that would happen if that garage door got activated. But you just garage door.
That is not possible, luckily.
Stone Farmer, I painted my many landscapes in the raw style. It's surprisingly easy.
Well, now I think so. But he was also one of the first ones to say, you know, this is a formula. I'm teaching you a formula of how to paint this stuff. And that was one of the magic. And he marketed it better than the other folks who did that. You know, he learned the style also from someone.
Good night, Ike Camacho.
Come on, get on.
Stone Farmer says it was Bob Alexander that started.
Yeah.
Anthony Pantano, I didn't get that tire job, but I applied and got interviewed for Club Fitness and just waiting on orientation with my Paycom 7.
Well, great. Good to know that you're the gainfully employed.
That's some dogs.
All right, so now I've got teeth set up, and I'm going to wax those teeth later. I am happy with the paint on this guy. Let me heat up a hot glue gun, and I'll pop some eyes in there. Hey, Rue, will you grab me a flexi black glue stick? Round box. Says black glue sticks.
Really, you should check the print. Thank you. Hey, yes.
What's yay?
What order?
Orders.
Are you organizing those to
Yes.
what's on your plate and what's not?
No,
Oh,
it's
or it's
just
chronological?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I picked out these eyes to go in here, and I will glue them back in there behind that, because your eye is actually looking out of here. So
Hello, next says hi, finally able to catch live. Stone Farmer says the man bun causes his ability to find glue sticks.
thank you guys.
Louis McGlam, I have 4 or 5 more subs coming to your channel. Thank you, Louis.
Just-
Wow.
just putting it out there that I'm writing all of your names down and tracking you. And
Oh my goodness, you silly dog.
And you're off his Christmas list.
You all-
Opera rap.
Lindsay and Michael Kyle say, ooh, those eyes look great.
And I've cut a little slit in the back of the match to make sure I can get it over my head.
Could you show how you make the little circle of the slit so that it doesn't run? You've had that asked before.
So when I cut a mask, see a little circle up there? I cut my scissors up and then I whip it around. And that means it spreads the force out and it's not going to run like this rip could run if it just ends in a straight line. So you cut a little circle at the end of it, or you can punch a little circle out of it with a hole punch.
How's your vision?
Good. Go to Ozbot. What do you think, Lou?
That's pretty well shaped. Other than your forehead eyes.
Forehead eyes, I look at you and there's no disguise. It's your forehead eyes. That's a song, right?
Sure
There's,
is.
there's.
Sure, that's a song.
I'm sure no one heard you through that mouth.
What?
That thing has absolutely zero projection.
Apparently it also has 0 holes to the mouth.
That too.
But the eyes are open enough you can breathe through those.
I'm going to be right back.
Breathe through the eyes.
Okay, White. So for my next trick, I'm going to try and glue these eyes in. Our glue is pretty low. What's my camera on?
Things to remember. When you're going to the little witch's room, take off your lavalier.
That's right. Take off your lap mic.
Hey, hey. Where
Muy
you go?
importante. I just ran a bead of this glue around the eye. Now I'll go in pushing on that eye from the inside. And that's pretty straight up and down. So I'll do the other one. Now remember, this hot glue is formulated for rubber. So not any hot glue would work. I would use contact cement if you don't have a formulated hot glue.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys can see, can't see. There we go. And if I really want this to, what I will do is I'll take a little piece of EVA foam and I'll glue it over the whole back of the eye. And that'll pinch this glass eye in between the eyelids and that other patch that is contact cemented on. So I have two types of glue holding it on, and it's sandwiched, which gives me better adhesion that way. And I'm going to move some things so I can see comments.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Let me go to Ozabot. All right. Lots of employees are learning to color with the Jason Momoa coloring book. That's awesome. Choco City just made a cinnamon bun. This does look a little bit like cinnamon bun color. Yes. Yeah, the eyes help pop, didn't it?
Yep.
When I'm standing next to Shannon, you might get a delay. You'll hear me through both.
You're like, no.
Okay, so this is the Dino mask from Unsub Masks. This is Chad Smith's mask that he did, and I just painted it. I'm going to give it a coat of gloss, then this guy is done. Get a little on you, Rube? Get a little on you?
Yeah. You know how it goes. Cleaning up the.
Hello, Bloody Effects. All right, so Haunted Trail, I'm building above ground burial platforms with corpses on them, similar with the Crow. So, you want my thoughts on it? I mean, that could be neat. That sounds like it might be a refreshing way to see a graveyard. The problem is there's not a lot of actor hiding spots built into that right away. So you got to figure out how to hide actors. And also the platforms are a little high, so you can't really see the bodies on them. So you're going to have to work on your imagery and how you're going to get across how that works. That's all. And I got it on Ozbot. If you would turn it back to Pip. See the eyes I put in?
Oh, I just look good.
Yeah, I think that helps him.
Does, I like it.
And I'm going to gloss it now.
Did you keep up with all the comments?
I think I caught up. So this paint job took me, I think I got started, what, like 7:30 p.m.?
Just about.
It's a 2-hour paint job. 2 hours. Now, if you want something to take a long time, film it. Probably do this paint job in an hour and a half if I just did the paint job. This is also the very first time I painted one of these, so that was also a factor in making it take a little bit longer than it possibly should have. So, hour and a half paint job, I think that's respectable for a big mask like this. This is a big mask.
Michelle Tross said, beautiful. I wanted the same kind of eyes for snake face. She got her snake face blank today.
Awesome.
Chad says, I really like how you painted it, Alan. It looks great.
Well, I'm glad you like it. I'm glad I did it justice. This is just a nice gloss that will make him a little shiny.
Michelle says she's going to make hers with more Cobra-like eyes. Snake face.
Something we all love about a snake face. So this is the Unsub Masks Dino mask. Dino.
Good night, Kinzerich.
Good night. And in all honesty, I think it's about good night for us. It's 9:40, so we're 20 minutes out from normal close. I actually got the mask done. I'm pretty happy with that. Let me wax these teeth real quick, and that'll be it.
Kyle Pamela says gloss really helps it look alive. That's awesome.
Gloss is good at that.
Mm-hmm. Did you wax the teeth?
I haven't waxed the teeth yet. I'm about to. You're about to see me wax them teeth notes. Cleaning off a little brush.
Buddy says the tree frogs are starting to sing here in Kentucky. I need to get a recording for the haunt.
Heck yeah.
When you need a recording, that's what you have your. I bet you
Yeah.
have
What
plenty.
have you heard out on your property? Have you heard what's going on out there at night?
Baba Daza, I think that dino turned out gorgeous, and I love the sculpt, and I love what you did with it.
Thank you. Yeah, I thought that this looked pretty awesome when I first saw Chad do it. And I'm hitting the wax really hard up in the gum line, and then I'll drag it down.
Chad says, I clearly need more practice painting.
As do I. That's why I bought your mask. It's true.
I got some today.
You did. You did. You were out of it.
So, Body Geeks, how long are you going to be out in Kentucky?
He says, I know I have multiple coyotes on the property.
You might lose some of those as you develop it, but that might be good too.
Lose, quote unquote.
I see monsters. You made a great team on this, Alan and Chad.
This is the second one of Chad's masks I've painted, I think.
Body Geek says she'll be in Kentucky for about 2 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
Gregory Haynes, Alan, were multiple screens required to have good vision?
Multiple screens were required to keep people from saying, look, that screen is where his eye is. The multiple screens kind of break it up, and it allows it to blend in with the mask a little more than just doing it. You know what I mean? More than just one. Just one, it immediately says, hey, those are eye holes. But if you break it up and you do a couple, then you're actually giving the eye more information by having those extra holes. But you're also, breaking it up. Okay, this mask is done, kids. Unsub masks, Dino mask, right here, finished.
Chad says, looks better than the way I painted mine.
Well, anything you want to do from mine that you want, from this one that you want to use on yours, feel free. I added in some skeletal structure with some shading here. I altered the jawline a little bit to make it a separation between jaw and neck. I looked a lot at the Velociraptor pictures from Jurassic Park, and I used a good bit of that. And I painted in scales back here that had, this was a pretty plain section of the mask. That's the back of the head. It's not that big of a deal, but yeah. But anyway, wife, why don't you say good night?
Good night, everybody.
Rue?
Good night, Rue.
Yeah. Hey, Stan? Stan?
Stan!
You want to say good night, Stan? Say good night to everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Reach out and touch my beard. Almost. All right. So thank you guys all for hanging out with us. Had a lot of fun painting this mask. You guys are great. I'm live again Wednesday night. Go make stuff.